What's up? Good morning, everybody. It is day 7 of my hike, of my 30-day challenge. And today is also Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. John Joseph, I love you. You're amazing. You've taught me a lot of awesome stuff and out-of-the-box thinking and just being creative and really just expanding my awareness and expanding my consciousness. Thank you for that. And my stepdad, Tim, growing up, really taught me how to work. Really gave me a strong work ethic and really instilled some making it happen in me. and then Steve, I just want to say thank you so much for always believing in me and having my back and teaching me also the real work ethic that I have as an adult. Man, you've been really just firing me up in that because you can work really, really hard. And Steve, you're incredible. You're amazing. And so I love you guys. That's my 3 Father's Day dads wish for today. So I just want to say to all the fathers out there, you're all incredible. You're all awesome. And to everybody who isn't a father, if you're a dude and you're not a father, then you're awesome too. But the fathers out there, you've done your job. You've done your work. And so hopefully you say hi to your kids today too. Don't wait for them to call you. Just give them a call if you don't get a call from them. Today is a day of reconciliation, coming back together. If you've had any issues with your dad in the past, today is the day to call him and say, I love you. And see what happens. If you haven't talked to your dad in a really long time, or if you've never talked to your biological father, because I know a lot of you are like this too. You've had a stepdad. And maybe you've been told a lot of things about your biological father in the past. But if you've never searched for him, or you know where he is, but you just don't want to reach out, maybe you're too scared to reach out, maybe today's that day that you could take that jump and reach out and say, you know what? You have a dad that's around right now. Because some people don't even have a dad that's around right now. Well, the other thing I want to mention here on Father's Day is that the ultimate father, God, our Father, is here for all of us. So if we don't have an earthly dad, we have God is our Father. And I don't know what you believe about God, but I got to say, God believes in you. So God is my Father. Thank you, Jesus, for being incredible. And thank you all for being awesome too. So I love you all. It's Father's Day. I want to talk about something today too. Today I really actually want to talk about goal setting. And I bet a lot of you are really good goal setters and achievers, but I want to give you a little strategy today. And this came from my book, Your Gold Mind. It's a process that I've been building, but I've been really honing it since I wrote the book and published it in March. So here's the strategy. First, this is the one goal. There's 2 kinds of goals that you need. There's a golden legacy purpose, and then there's current golden goals. Current golden goals make up 2 kinds of goals. Those are short and long-term goals. But your golden legacy purpose is bigger than this. Most of the times, people just set current golden goals, long-term and short-term goals. And then you're achieving a lot of these goals, and then when you get to the top of these goals, sometimes you feel quite empty. And the reason that is, one of the reasons that is sometimes, is because you don't have anything you're punching through that goal to. So just like in a martial artist studio, when you want to break the board, you don't punch the board to break the board. What do? If you're trying to break the board, here's the board. You got to punch through the board to break the board. And that's really what the whole goal setting strategy is. But the golden legacy purpose is such a crucial piece of this. The golden legacy purpose is how are you still going to be serving people 20 years after you're gone? Your legacy. What legacy are you going to leave behind? Now, the problem with the golden legacy purpose is it's a very difficult one to honestly identify. Because when you identify, how do you still want to be serving people 20 years after you're gone? You understand that's a big one. That's a really, really big one. Oh, look, the sun's coming up. Yeah. So how are you still going to be serving people 20 years after you're gone? That's the GLP. But once you can plug that in, and if you don't know what that is right now, that's okay. Plug it in with something that you think you might want at the end. But plug that spot in, and then once you have your GLP, now you can orient your CGGs, which are your current golden goals, or your short and long-term goals. And those goals will now be able to point toward where you're going, the ultimate destination of where you want to go. If you don't have an ultimate destination, it's going to be hard to navigate your short and long-term goals to point that direction. It's going to be hard to break through those goals to point to on the way to your golden legacy purpose. If you're just punching two goals, and a lot of times money goals, they're really good goals to have because you can achieve it. I'm going to clean this lens off real quick. But, oh, hello, there's that is a lens flare right across my eyes. Woo! A Horizon lens flare. All right, well, I can't really figure this part out. But anyways, hope you guys... All right, I'm going to change the... Oh, that's just happening. Oh, it's probably because of lens flare. Nope. All right. So you need your current golden goals and you need your golden legacy purpose. And once you find your golden legacy purpose, now you can punch through your goals to get to your golden legacy purpose. I hope that makes sense because it works for me. Now, my golden legacy purpose, if you guys really want to know, it's big. My golden legacy purpose, and it should be big. Your golden legacy purpose should actually be bigger than you. It should be something that you can't do on your own. Something that you need a team. You need more experience. You need other people to help you learn how to do. That is your golden legacy purpose. Now you can focus, once you have that, you can focus on setting your current and current golden goals, your short-term and your long-term goals that'll lead you there. And right now, sometimes my long-term goal is only a month away. My short-term goals are all the steps that I need to hit that month long-term goal. It's not really a long-term, that's actually a short-term. There's probably long-term, short-term, and nano-term if I really want to dial it in on CGGs. But ultimately, short and long-term to keep it simple. And then just make sure that you have that GLP that you point to, because if we're achieving all these goals in the opposite direction of where we're ultimately headed, we're gonna feel unfulfilled at the top of these goals. So I hope you guys got some value out of this episode today on goal setting. And I want you to put in the comments below, what goals have you set that you have achieved? And what goals have you set that you have not achieved yet? And are there any goals that you've been trying to achieve for the last 10 years and now you're just exhausted and defeated, burnt out, tired, wondering why you didn't get your goal? Because you've really, really wanted it. You know, there was a lot of people around you that were getting theirs, but why didn't you get yours? Isn't it your time? Well, it is your time. But I gotta say, getting your goals requires that your goals are pointing in the right direction. So first, that's a foundational area. So if you can find your GLP, so I didn't tell you what mine is. My GLP is big. It's bigger than me. It's something I can't accomplish on my own. And my GLP is Stonehaven Super Cities. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of you. But it doesn't sound crazy to me because I really want to help decontaminate the earth. I want to show people that they can do it too. And my ultimate vision right now, my initial ultimate vision for my GLP is to clean up the Salton Sea and make it a resort area again. And I have a specific plan of action on how to do that. And one of the reasons that I'm pretty sure of why it's contaminated, just from the research that I've done. And I know how to start stopping the contamination and make it into a resort again. But on my super cities, and I don't want these super cities just to be in one place, I want them to be all over. But in my super cities, I want Stonehaven Success Institute, or SSI. And what Stonehaven Success Institute is gonna be, it's gonna be a place for people to learn, for people to develop awesome skills, whatever their awesome skills are. Because there's a lot of changes coming in society in the next 10 years, 20 years, there's a lot of changes coming. And I've been listening to Elon Musk and a few of these futurists out there, and there's some real questions we're gonna have to be asking ourselves here in the next 20 years. With the rise of AI, the rise of everything getting done for us, the rise of things getting mass produced for cheaper, here's the problem with AI. AI is gonna come in and they're gonna make all of our jobs obsolete. Anything that you've had to do for a living, it's most likely gonna be obsolete within the next 20 years when it comes to AI. So how do people typically define themselves right now? Typically, people are defining themselves on what they do, on their job. People typically say, Who are you? I'm a truck driver. I'm a server. I'm a author. I'm a car mechanic. I'm a lawyer. I'm a doctor. The problem with how we do this is that we're saying I am, we're putting our essence into a job. And that is not necessarily all that we are. We're way more than just our job. But we're gonna really be able to see this coming up in the next 10 or 20 years, because what happens when your skills are useless in the workplace? When your workplace skills are useless and they're not even gonna be needed anymore, how will we derive meaning? How will we find meaning in our life when the one thing that, whoa, pardon me, when the one thing, I just belched, that was awesome. How will we derive meaning when the one thing that we derive meaning from right now is gone? Our job. I think we're gonna have to derive meaning from life again. We're gonna have to learn how to say, I'm not defined by my job. I'm defined by anything I wanna be defined by. So what is that? What awesome skills do you wanna learn? Art is never gonna go away. The artistic side of you is never gonna go away. Manifestation, making things happen, is never gonna go away. There's gonna be a lot of things that we can figure out how to do, but we're not gonna be defined by our job. We're gonna have to be defined more by our passions and by our skills than by our job in the future. So that's just a little blurb on the future of society for me. But ultimately, this was a big episode. I just wanna say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. You're incredible. I love you. And if you're not a father, I'm not a dad to people, but I'm a dad to my cats, and I'm a dad to my ducks, and I'm a dad to my food forest. So we all take care of something. And I know it's not Mother's Day, but moms, you're incredibly awesome too. Always, you're all awesome. So I love you all so much. And until next time, my name's David A. Stone. Develop awesome skills. Now go find some gold.